Hey, how's it going guys, and welcome back to another episode of a 100% walkthrough guides of Death Gambit. So last time we managed to take out Bulwark and finish the Central Sanctuary. Today we're going to be heading into a brand new area called the Darkness Falls. So this area is very short, you could probably tell by the length of this video as well. I didn't want to combine too many areas put together, so we're going to continue down here to the left where we could see before, and we did show you the way to the Darkness Falls in the previous episode as well. As soon as we enter this area, we want to make sure we have at least a couple of sunstones on us, as these are going to be one of the only ways to defeat the ghost enemies that we'll be finding in this area, which is going to be very important. As soon as we enter Darkness Falls, we will be ambushed by two of these Dark Knight enemies, so be careful with those. They simply keep appearing and disappearing behind us, but they're relatively easy to kill. Continue a little bit further forwards and we will find a sunstone on the ground, which is going to be a bit of a tell of how to kill these ghost enemies. So simply throw a sunstone at them and they will become vulnerable to any type of damage. Once we've killed him, jump across and we'll find another sunstone. Now halfway down this ladder is going to be the first kind of hidden pathway we can find. We want to roll through all of these poison mushrooms and we'll find the first home of the Dark Knight, which is going to be the boss for this area. Continue all the way down to the bottom of the ladder, and down here we'll be finding another sunstone. Kill off the two poison enemies down here. Continue a little bit further forwards, and where we find this corpse, we want to jump up this darkened sort of pathway here, and then take a left. Kill this ghost, even though it's not really hostile. There's a very important reason to kill off all the ghosts in this area, which I'll explain just in a second. Jump across to the left and pick up the Immortalite Stone, which is a really good and pretty rare item. So now you can continue down here to the right and take the pathway we're going through. Where the ladder is, instead of falling down, you want to jump across to the right platform, and there we're going to find the second tome for the Dark Knight boss, as well as a sort of hidden outer. The reason I mentioned killing off all the ghosts in this area is very important, is because if you don't kill all of the ghosts, they will enter the boss room after you defeat him and start to bring him back to life, and until you kill them off, he'll keep on regenerating. So you definitely want to make sure you kill off all of the ghosts in the area before you enter the boss room for that reason. So continue forwards, be careful of the two blob enemies that will fall off the ceiling. Here is yet another ghost enemy, throw a sunstone at him, take him out. There's plenty of sunstones in this place, I believe some of the enemies even drop them. Once you climb up the ladder, go across to the left and pick up the Spellbinder's Aura, which is the last important item in the area. This time I'm going to go up the ladder again and jump across to the right. Notice this will spawn in a Dark Knight again. Go all the way across to the right and we'll see another Ghost Wizard. This one again isn't aggroed, but definitely take him out, as this is another one of the enemies that can revive the boss. That is almost everything in the Darkness Falls. There's only one item remaining and we can't grab that until after we've defeated the boss. So let's head into the boss room and time to take on the Dark Knight. This is probably one of the easier bosses of the game on the no heroic version. He has very basic attacks. The main strat is going to be to stay underneath him, and he has very clear tells of what attack is going to do. If he covers his face with one of his arms, it means it's going to charge off, and don't follow him because he will do a backslash after he finishes the charge. His most basic attack is the one that if you stand directly underneath him, you'll be fine. It won't actually hit you. And then he has the throw-in attack, which will spawn in a poison blob that if it touches you, it will poison you most likely. That's most of his basic attacks you'll see out through the majority of the fight. He can also turn the room dark. What I do personally when the room turns dark is try to stick as close to him as possible instead of throwing a sunstone, and then I can normally just about see what attack is going to do and try to react accordingly to that. And as you can see here at the end, instead of dying, if we wouldn't have killed the ghost, they would have spawned into the room and started giving him life again. So once we've killed him, we haven't quite finished with the Darkness Falls yet. We want to go to the right, and this new elevator that we've unlocked is going to be a shortcut back to the Central Sanctuary. Some of you may even recognize this, since we walked past in the previous episode this sort of Alice in Wonderland white rabbit we mentioned before. And this is going to lead out to the left to the Central Sanctuary, just so again we can make a mental sort of mapping of where we are. And the final item that is actually very well hidden in this sort of area, or I would at least consider it of this area, is if you start going down this elevator and attack the wall, there'll be an illusionary wall, and behind it we can find the Gaian Relic number 1. So there's 5 of these Gaian Relics in total, and they're probably the most well hidden items of the entire game. If you're interested in just the Gaian Relics, I do have a separate video explaining where all of those are, but if you're just starting out, I wouldn't recommend worrying about them too much. The reward isn't too great. So that is everything for the Darkness Falls, guys. Hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget that thumbs up button, stay subscribed for next episode, which will be most likely in Guard Day Term, continuing down to the left. So hopefully we'll see you there.